Well, thank you all for being here. I'm really excited to see you all here. I'm really excited to be here. I have to admit that the Delaware coastline is my family's preferred beach getaway, so it's just nice to have an excuse to come here on a Wednesday morning.
Delaware is a really important coastal state. Not many people, or many people who haven't been here don't realize that we're a small state, the second smallest state in the country, but 90% of Delaware falls within the coastal plain.
We have a lot of people that move down to Sussex County and a lot of people that live in Sussex County. One of the reasons that they move here and that they live here is because they're drawn to the water.
I was born and raised in Sussex County, Delaware, in Rehoboth. And we used to boat and fish and crab and clam and oyster on the Rehoboth Bay as a child. And it was plentiful.
The state of Delaware is fairly unique. Our inland bays are entirely recreational fishing driven. There is no commercial fishing industry in the inland bays, so a lot of that interaction term usually occurs in the summertime. We see a big flood of tourism and folks visiting.
Now that we're focusing on aquaculture, we are focusing on making sure that our workplace area is clean, that we're bringing in a new industry that means jobs, it means food, it means a healthy economy, and this is now a shared workspace.
Delaware Sea Grant is a partnership between NOAA, the state of Delaware, and the University of Delaware. So we leverage resources from all three of those groups with the goal of having an impact on the lives of everyday people here in Delaware.
NOAA is focused on supporting economic development, and we're working with communities in partnership with communities to ensure that we're advancing sustainable livelihoods while also providing for thriving ecosystems.
Marine debris in Delaware is a significant issue. One of the significant inputs in the southern part of the state obviously is recreational crabbing.
Derelict crab pots are crab pots that are fishing blue crabs, and they have become lost. And that is either because their buoy has become detached and there's no way to identify them easily, or they have just been left out so long that time has kind of taken them away.
So it's as if that gear is still doing its job, it's still fishing, but there's nobody there monitoring those plots or removing the crabs or the fish or whatever that are being caught. From an ecological standpoint, removing these crab pots means that they're no longer out there ghost fishing, and the ghost fishing is going to have an impact on crab populations. It also has an impact economically because the crabs that are stuck in those pots are not available to be caught. When you take a look out onto the water, you have no idea. You just can't see the problem that is lurking underneath.
For this project, we're using some consumer-grade side-scan sonar, which we're using sound wave pulses to image the seafloor, and we bounce those sound waves off the seabed, and that lets us find the shapes of the crab pots on the seabed.
The really amazing innovative technology coming together with community action, community science, student opportunities. It's just exciting to see all these pieces fit together.
When we started, there were literally thousands of crab pots in the water that were completely lost. And today people are more aware and they're taking steps to lessen that problem.
It started but with an investigation of looking into what is actually going on out there, and then they started pulling together community roundup events about 3 or 4 years ago.
There's three things that we're really looking at. The first thing is you want a good rope in place that's not going to be damaged or severed by a boat prop, so it's got to sink, it can't float on the surface at low tide. It has to have that buoy that's highly visible. The second is, does it have a cull ring? A cull ring is a small plastic ring that allows small crabs that are attracted to the bait to escape. The third thing we're looking for is, does it have a turtle exclusion device in place? And that prevents any kind of terrapin or turtle from entering into the crab pot. So those are the three things we're checking for today: the rigging, a cull ring, and a turtle exclusion ring. And if you have those three things, you're good to go.
Having programs like the crab pot removal, preventing ghost fishing, those things are all going to be important for our economy and for the maintaining of the natural, wonderful wildlife here.
We spend time in the communities, we get to know people and partners so that we can find out what their needs are, and we can do our best to serve them and to bring in whatever resources they need in terms of information.
Initiatives like this in Delaware are particularly important because they advance both economic goals as well as environmental goals.
We may be focused in, marine debris in this project and these efforts that we're making, but we end up educating people more broadly, and then they become an audience that's paying attention to some of the other projects that Delaware Sea Grant is involved in.